Adrian, thank you for having me today. So as you know, we're a huge supporter of Trex and the brand, and we've found more and more builders these days are recommending Trex for specific applications where minimal maintenance and longevity is essential. I was hoping today we could go through some tips and tricks for our customers to keep in mind when they're installing their first Trex deck. It makes sense to start with design and layout. Why should a builder consider an alternative design when laying Trex decks?
So there's several different ways that you can lay composites to both maximise the board usage and eliminate the need for a butt joint anywhere on your deck. Traditionally, a lot of composite installers will use what they call a breaker board, which is a board running perpendicular to the rest of the deck, and that gives you a perception of zoning up your deck.
And they can be the same colour, or like the same colour as the rest of the decking,
yeah,
or a different
definitely.
colour as well, can't they?
Yep, 100%. So contrasting colours are starting to come into the Australian market. They're quite popular in other markets around the world. In the US and the UK, they're really popular. Some of the colour mixes they use are a bit out of the ordinary, but it does highlight different aspects of the deck that you traditionally wouldn't see doing a timber deck, long straight lines, staggered butt join throughout.
And you can do staggered joins, can't you, if the builder chooses to?
Oh, you definitely can. It's obviously not as appealing as what they call a pattern butt join, where it's repeated every second or third board.
I've seen the pattern butt joins. I quite like it, actually. Like, it does look quite tidy.
It does look tidy, and also from an installation perspective, with a butt join with composite, you have to sister joist. So if you're doing that pattern joist every second or third board, when you set up your subframe, you can laminate two joists together to begin with, so then you're saving time moving forward as the install progresses.
That would be heaps easier, because I would imagine if you do staggered, you've got to run that wherever you put the joint. That would be tight, like
exactly right, exactly right, 100%. And so it's as a step-by-step process. You either do it all at the start, or a staggered butt joint wherever that board lands. Then you have to mess around a little bit, adjusting for a sister joist to then keep going with the deck.
And when we're talking about zones, you know, what are ways people could think about when they're trying to achieve that?
Okay, so I'm under the impression that around 90% of most homeowners will put a dining room table in the middle of a deck. So why not make that the feature of the deck by highlighting either side, running a full board in the middle, and then using two small infills either side of that to then maximise cuts out of one board to fill in those smaller infill panels. You might have an outdoor kitchen running along one side, so why not make that a cooking zone? Then you've got a dining zone in the middle. You might have a lounge zone on the other end of the deck.
And that's right. Most of the time, especially in Queensland, we do such big decks. The zones seem to make sense.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You can do a single breaker board, you can do a double, bearing in mind every time you add a breaker board in, you're extending the length of that board by 140 mil. So if you are chasing a bigger deck without having to use a butt join, a double, a triple breaker board through the middle